Hello there. No. Well, hello there.
Well, hello to you, too.
Top of the morning.
At bottom of the evening. Here we are doing what we do.
It's true. It's very true.
Yeah. This week's guest does what she does.
It's true. Also very true.
Also, if you're listening to this right now, we are in Edinburgh.
Yes, we're doing it. We're finally doing it. So we're going to do these plugs at the beginning of every episode, but it's going to be plugging for Edinburgh.
Right.
Sean, where's your show at Edinburgh?
At the Gilded Balloon, in the balcony at 19:45.
What time is that?
If you're in Edinburgh, you know.
That's true.
There you go.
It's 7:45.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go see Sean.
What about yours?
I am at Just the Tonic at the Grassmarket Center, which is just off Cowgate. My room is just the meeting room, and I'm at 5:50 every day.
Or 17:50
True.
if you're in Edinburgh.
Except for not the 12th. Do you have a day off?
No, I don't have any days off.
All right.
I elected not to.
I had
I'm
no
a
choice.
psycho.
But come see our shows if you're in Scotland or at the Fringe. And if you're not, if you're in New York City, go see Shelby Taylor. She's awesome, and she runs a wonderful show called Bitches Brew at Hollyards in Gowanus. And so you'll probably see her there. Or otherwise follow her on all the social medias.
Do it. Shelby's great.
She's fantastic. Enjoy. Hot damn.
Like a skinned cat on a tin roof.
Hot diggity dog.
Like a salamander on the hood of a Chevrolet Camaro.
It's Shelby Lee Taylor.
Woo! Yeah, she's run some great shows here in Brooklyn. That's what's pretty awesome about New York. If you're a comedian and you're awesome and you're like, I want to do more shows, but there aren't enough for me. I'm just gonna start my own.
Yep.
And that's what Shelby's done. She's hilarious. And we find out more of a Southerner than I realized.
Very true.
And in a good way. We're both from the same state, and we both made it out. And give it a listen.
Oh, I won't suck this straw on the... Okay.
This is it.
This is why I'm the editor. So I know that I can chop this off immediately.
But also, this is where I disagree with that. I want the people to know that this is just some real shit.
Yeah,
this is how it is. All right.
Use straws.
You watch a lot of podcasts, live streaming. They're all in these fancy studios with posters on the wall and earphones. What are they called? They call earphones?
Headphones.
It's very good.
Yeah.
And there's microphone stands.
There's like sleek couches, and we got like a decrepit futon that I've used as a dog bed.
We do the real shit. We got mics. We got personalities.
Yeah.
We got a room.
Yeah,
and we got drinks. And guess what, motherfuckers? We still use straws.
We do.
Plastic straws. Only because
I'm against it mostly.
Oh, okay.
But
I mean, I'm not proud of it either.
Fuck
but
the earth.
I just for right now like being
yeah,
real.
That was cool, man.
You know?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's very real.
I feel comfortable.
Also, topic of it. Yes, exactly.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Got a dog at your feet and a straw in your mouth.
I'm just trying to show that you can have machismo and still be a gentleman.
Yes,
Is
you
machismo
do.
is the proper word?
Machismo?
Machismo?
Yeah,
Machismo.
Why is that not a brand of potato chip?
It will be.
Oh, it
Machismo?
will be now.
Oh, my
Copyrighted.
God.
We're copywriting it. You can't
Why
have
are we
it.
doing this podcast?
No, right? Wasting our time. We could be
You make
fucking
so much
selling
Skrilla.
the machismo. Also talking, just point of reference here, before the podcast started recording, now we're going to talk about now, Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were just there doing some shows. Atlanta, growing up in New Orleans, as a New Orleans Saints fan, you're raised to hate the Atlanta Falcons and by proxy the city of Atlanta. And then you visit it for the first time, like, oh, this is actually a pretty excellent city.
It's actually a real city.
Excellent city. Yeah, an actual real city.
Yeah, top
I
five
feel like that's
cities.
like I feel like Atlanta and New Orleans have this outside of NFL. They have this unspoken rivalry because New Orleans wishes it was Atlanta in the sense that because Atlanta's like a functional, actual big city with a booming like film economy that used to be in New Orleans and then moved because thanks Bobby Jindal, and and it's got like it has a great musical stamp on the hip hop and musical world and but then I think Atlanta secretly wishes it was as sexy as New Orleans
It's
and,
true.
and as like European and sort of freewheeling as New Orleans, because Atlanta, for as awesome as it is
a little uptight.
but also setup wise, terribly set up.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
for
you
You
sure.
have to
can't
drive
walk
everywhere.
around
Traffic's
very well.
terrible. It's not a very pretty
I also
city.
wouldn't say it's a super tourist destination.
Different type of tourist.
Yeah.
Like the
For sports
yeah.
and stuff. The SEC Hall of Fame, I think it's
Yeah,
there. So
yeah.
it's kind of cool.
It was the most recent American city to host the Olympics.
Oh.
It feels like it's
1996.
set
That's
up
why
for
we don't
that.
get it anymore.
Because they stole all the gold medals.
Yeah.
That would actually
It was
be
rough.
fucking hilarious if some Atlanta rapper did a song about his gold medal and because the statute of limitations had passed. You know, it's like, it's been 23
Yeah.
years.
Yeah,
Since what? I feel like I'm missing
Since
something.
he stole the gold medals from the Olympics. Like, let's say he stole them. Yeah.
Oh,
And then I think-
sorry.
then
I thought
there's a-
this was like some part of history that actually happened that I didn't know about.
No, it is. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Any day now, Killer Mike's going to reveal that he stole a gold medal for something ridiculous,
He's
like the
going to
shot
donate
put.
it to Bernie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Man.
But Atlanta's a super cool city.
And the reason why we're talking about that randomly is because our guest, Shelby, is moving
Hi.
there.
Shelby Taylor
Yeah, I might move there in a year.
might move to Atlanta, Georgia.
It's all up in the air.
But Shelby also originally from Louisiana.
True.
Originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, the sexy sister of New Orleans.
Did you say sexy sister? I would say more uptight,
Cousin.
proper sister that hates how much New Orleans is into black guys.
It's true. It's true. They hate that. Great place.
Baton Rouge is
I've
actually.
never been, right?
it's-
I don't
Oh,
think
you should
I've-
go.
Baton Rouge
No,
is-
you shouldn't.
Yeah, well, yeah, it depends.
Go to an LSU game.
Yeah, Baton Rouge has its perks. I lived there for a year and a half.
Oh.
It has its like, there is a certain like Southern
Oh,
Gothic
for
beauty
sure.
to it.
For sure.
But there is also I think the problem with Baton Rouge is that LSU is there and it absorbs everything.
It's true.
Right.
But I like
Everything.
it. Ooh, baby, I want them to absorb me. I
Yeah.
love it.
You love some LSU
Oh,
football?
I'm huge
Yeah.
on
Well, did
it.
you go to LSU?
Yeah, I went. I did. I
Yeah.
did.
And you got out though, so that's
I got out.
proper.
And then I left. Yeah. Immediately. I graduated, and then 2 weeks later, I moved to New York. So,
Damn.
Really?
Yeah.
That is a jump.
I know.
That is
Yeah,
a straight
especially
up
having
Yeah.
grown up there too.
Well, it was in a middle. That's a crisis, right? When you're leaving college, you're like, "What am I gonna do?"
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
where's
Move to
my
the
life
biggest
going?
city in the
Yeah.
country.
Yeah, the guy I was dating for like a few weeks was like, "I'm moving to New York," and I was like, "Well, that's my plan too." So
And so is Odell Beckham Jr.
yeah,
At the
Let's
time,
go.
and then he left recently. He left New York.
Oh.
That's a different story.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
not the same place.
Caitlin's a massive NFL fan,
I really know
Really?
all of the
and by
players.
massive,
I know all of their names and positions.
and when
I
I-
understand how the sport works
Yeah,
very well.
hockey is
Good.
great, right?
and when I say massive, it's an acronym for mostly absent, severely,
Keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Severely
it.
stopping, inertia, venting,
Good.
eternal.
That's
was
good.
gonna
That makes a lot
say-
of sense.
Mostly apathetic sports
Savant.
Savant.
savants.
Interested.
Very much
excited.
elsewhere.
Yes.
Interested very elsewhere. That's a pretty good one. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We're great at this.
So there you go.
New podcast.
That's what I mean by Yeah.
We just create new acronyms.
I think mostly apathetic sports. What'd you say?
Mostly apathetic sports savant, interested very elsewhere.
Yeah. That's actually that's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I like that.
Yeah. That is what Casey. So she's a massive sports fan. Massive.
Very
And with-
cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. I was never into the NFL anyway, so that's cool. I like
just-
Saints,
I
but
grew up in LA, so I didn't have a team, so I never got
That's
into
true.
it. Yeah.
It's interesting. Like LSU is such an interesting existence. I mean, all state schools are interesting in that way because it's like they're alumni factories.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
oh my god,
Yeah.
Man, I got people everywhere I go. You
Yeah,
know, I
yeah,
see
yeah.
somebody in an LSU hat, and I'm like bonded to them
Is
immediately.
Yeah.
there a chant like a who dat for
Mm.
LSU?
A lot of there's like a multiple.
But is there like a thing where you see someone in the airport, you're just passing?
You
and
just say "Go Tigers."
Yeah,
you
go
know?
Tigers.
Yeah.
But you say it in a way where they can tell you're saying it
You're saying
in a
it
way
like
where
it's
it's spelled
spelled.
Geaux.
Yeah.
Go
Gucks-
Tigers.
Yeah.
Go.
Ducks Tigers.
Gox Tigers. I'm gonna start doing that
Yeah,
when I see
yeah.
LSU.
That's
Oh,
good.
no.
Because I was always a Tulane guy, no offense.
Oh wow.
And because that's the
green
2-lane,
wave.
the green wave. So the chant is just, you just make like, and then you get like a splash and then slurp, a splash
back
and slurp.
down the sand. Yeah, that's good.
How do you indicate that it's green?
That you can't hear, you can't tell by my voice. Oh, you're doing an Irish accent.
Yeah.
Come on, yeah. So it's the green wave. There you go. That's the battle cry. For
That's
wave.
true.
I love it.
That's a fact.
Do we know? Does anyone know? Do you know why it's called the green wave?
I can't even imagine. I could try.
Somebody
if
tell
I was more
us.
creative than I am.
I'm hoping I got it right just now, being that it was just a bunch of Irish people saw water for the first time.
Maybe.
And
Or
they
it
were
could just be that
describing it.
all of New Orleans water is so green that they
It
were
is.
like, it makes
Yeah.
sense that it's that color.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It should be the brown
and
wave, honestly.
Yeah, I was going to say. The truth is it's brown, but we're just being nice. On a sunny day, it looks kind of green. It's kind of green on a sunny day.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe that's it.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Like, do you worry that the state's going to just be gone
Underwater?
in
Yeah.
20 years? Yeah.
My favorite thing about Louisiana is, and I always say, is that it loses a football field's worth of land every hour.
Jesus.
Every hour. But I just love that they use. They
Jesus.
hear that all the time, but the unit of measurement is football
Football
field.
field. Yeah.
You
Very
guys aren't going to
Louisiana.
comprehend this.
Yeah.
So we put it in
That's
sports.
funny because I was about
Yeah.
to say, like, I feel like they've been saying Venice is going to be underwater
For
since
years,
I was
yeah,
born,
yeah.
and nothing's changed to my
Yeah.
knowledge. But what
If
would
you
they
look at a
use
map
there?
now, it's hardly a boot anymore, though. So it's like happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wait.
Interesting.
Oh, Louisiana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because Italy also a boot.
yeah, two
Wait,
boots.
oh, you
Two
weren't
boots.
talking about Venice, California?
No, I was talking about
okay.
Venice.
Venice Beach.
Venice, Italy.
That's how much
I
of
was-
a
what-
patriot I am. I put Venice, California first.
Nah, I was trying to think of what unit of measurement the Italians would use as opposed to a
Jesus.
football field.
Yeah.
A penny. I said 2,000 penny. A rigatoni.
Yeah.
I don't. It's a thing. It's funny because like there's so much like you think Italian and you're like falupe, you know. But then it's like
Wait.
when you think Italian.
Wait, can you? What do you
I
think?
think that's a slur.
Falupe. No. It's an Italian word. Or you think just like that, hey, it's a freaking, it's all these stereotypes.
American
but that's
Italian.
like, yeah, well, you know what? Meet most fucking Italian people.
Yeah.
A lot of them perpetuate the shit out
Yeah.
of that shit.
Bibbidi bobbidi.
You know?
Yeah.
You walk in, it's like, give it a gabagool.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, isn't it called salami?
Yeah.
Or prosciutto? Or it's a,
Oh.
no, give it a fucking gabagool. You're like, you call meat gabagool.
Yeah.
And you get mad at me when I think your unit of measurement is a rigatoni.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair's fair.
It's a silly language.
I mean, when a couple of my dad was in a car accident recently, and he's fine, but his doctor's name was the surgeon was Dr. Finger, and it just led to an onslaught of texts between me and my siblings. Like, well, I hope he can point out what's wrong with Dad.
Oh yeah.
I would
And
kill
I
myself.
hope he can get his finger on the pulse of, it's it's like, well, But then there was one that I was proud of. I was like, if Dr. Finger were to ask an Italian man, who is Timothy Patton and what does he need? The Italian guy would say, a manicure. Come on. Because Finger,
that's
Gotta
the
go.
best one.
I gotta leave out of
Yeah.
this room. I'll see you guys.
Bye.
a manicure.
You get one more. Oh, that's
Yes.
good, man. That's good.
Dr. Finger. Where's anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's hopefully my brother had one that I thought was stupid before. He's like, well, hopefully he fixes Dad up really well and so where he feels healthy enough to fly like a bird. And I was like,
What?
because finger, bird. I was like, that's a long way to go
That's
for
a
bird.
coded one. Yeah, that's a
a
thinker.
stretch.
Yeah.
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 Wait,
we just
why did
because
we get on that though?
What?
Was Dr. Finger Italian?
No.
It's about what Italian guy would say.
A manicure.
A
Oh,
manicure,
yeah.
fingers, manicure, hands.
Yeah.
You see, I'm
Makes
just beginning
sense.
to scratch the surface
Yeah.
of how good I
6 degrees. Of,
scratch the
You
surface.
Oh, okay.
nailed
All right.
it.
Oh,
All right.
there you go.
I'm gonna cry.
I
I'm gonna
said
start
that
crying.
like I was very much not enjoying it, which was the case. Italian is a very strange language, though. The
Yeah.
only thing I can say is "La scimmia robata mia banana." which means the monkey stole my banana.
Oh,
which
good.
is
That'll
very
come in comment.
useful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You never know when you're going to end up on a safari
Yeah.
with a bunch of
This is true.
Italians.
Yeah.
You never know.
That's
Yep.
not wrong.
With
And
banana.
also, I don't think there'd be monkeys on a safari. So in a jungle,
yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to say. Yeah, they're not really
so
out there.
if you
so.
were in a South American jungle
Yeah.
with a bunch of Italians,
Italians,
you never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
There you
never
go.
know.
Listeners, that one's for you.
Yeah.
The next time you're in a jungle with some Italians.
Yeah.
So, you have a story for us, Shelby. Can you tell it to us in 5 words?
Okay. I tried to pick these 5 words. Okay. Louisiana.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Flag.
Oh, everybody knows.
College.
Oh, yeah.
Fire.
That happens.
Viral.
Yeah, this whole classic. You know?
You get where this is going.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because, well, that's I think, you know, what's crazy was we once got blackout drunk, and you told me you told me this story.
It's true.
Which was that you know, but we're both from Louisiana. You're actually, you know, from the real Louisiana.
True. It's
Baton
true.
Rouge,
Yes.
capital
Yeah.
of
Yes.
which.
Is Baton Rouge more real Louisiana than
Absolutely.
Slidell?
It's the capital. It's the capital
She
of
said
the,
absolutely.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
There you go.
So, as you know, when you were born in the capital of Louisiana, you are given your own personal Louisiana state flag.
Yeah. In fact, when you're a baby
Yeah.
and you're wrapped up in the little bassinets,
Yeah.
the thing that you're wrapped in is the Louisiana state flag.
Yes.
Just learn that fun fact.
Right. And so you've got your own personal flag. You keep it for life. And here's the thing that not many people know, but, you know, Louisiana's a pretty corrupt state. To get into college, if you're from Baton Rouge, you just pay for it with your flag. You just give them back the flag,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Get in there, you're in."
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause they
Yeah.
got other babies to give it to. I get it.
So that's how you got into college.
Yes.
Right. Which
Yeah. So here's the fun part.
Yeah.
Ready?
Oh, good.
You're in
Yeah.
college. Turns out one of the students, your best friend, kept their flag but had gotten in. Mm-hmm. And so you decided to have this big event where you were going to light this flag on fire.
Wow.
they were
In the
you're
middle of
rebellious,
the freshman
rebellious,
quad.
rebellious
Wow.
freshman.
Yeah.
You know,
Wow.
Yeah. Not
against-
only just like keep that flag, but also like fucking light it on fire.
Right.
Big deal.
And it was such an event. And I actually believe there was a couple people I knew from Louisiana who had heard about this event, that it broke out into this massive student orgy.
Oh,
And-
man. I
and-
forgot about
Everybody
that
got
part.
hurt.
The orgy
But
part.
then, unfortunately for you, it was that time of the month, so you just stepped out to have a cigarette while
Yeah.
everyone was boning. Luckily,
Yeah.
there was a massive syphilis outbreak.
Yeah.
Big
They went-
viral
they went
outbreak.
viral.
Wow.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
but that was, I remember you telling me that when we met,
Yeah.
how you born in Louisiana.
It's
use your-
interesting because
yeah.
Baton Rouge is actually the gonorrhea capital of the
Exactly,
country.
exactly.
But syphilis is
Syphilis,
what got
exactly.
around.
It was crazy.
That is
Because
crazy.
you know, because you know, hey, look, it's an old city. They got
Yep.
some old STDs floating
They do.
around.
This
They
is
do.
not wrong. Yeah.
So just to recap, it's Shelby told me she's from Louisiana. She
Yeah.
used her birth flag to get into college like everyone else, but then learned that her dorm mate kept their flag. So they were like, "Fuck you, we're gonna burn that flag
Wow.
and then have a big orgy." Hold on, I gotta step out though. I don't have a tampon.
Yes.
You guys are done fucking. Ah,
Yes.
shit.
I didn't
Next
get
day,
syphilis. Yeah.
everybody's insane because they have syphilis.
Yeah. And can I tell you, it is weird that people in an orgy
Yeah.
were so afraid of a period, but they weren't afraid of having a public orgy. Isn't that
No,
wild?
It's, yeah,
Is it?
shame. You know,
You know?
the
Yeah,
shame that
people-
women are
The
put
South,
out.
the South,
South
the
is
South
so
is still
backward.
behind.
Yeah,
You know,
very backward.
Oh my God.
right?
Yeah, it's insane. I don't know, but I've heard.
All right, now tell us the real story.
Okay, so in college, I had a friend who wanted to do a flag burning protest at
Shit.
LSU. So it's
Okay,
true. Yeah,
close
you got
enough.
that.
I really thought Sean
Yeah.
threw me under the bus where he was like, "You go for it," and I was like, "Fire! Where am I going to go with this?"
Yeah,
But
burning the
turns
flag.
out-
That's where it
Nailed
is.
it.
And he was going to have a flag burning. He never actually burned a flag, and he actually got the police came and got him to protect him before he could do it because he didn't have a fire permit.
Oh, to burn a U.S. flag?
It was a U.S. flag.
Whoa, okay.
So then he told people he was going to do the flag burning though online the night before, and so a massive counter protest formed.
Oh shit!
And it became this huge. Hundreds of people came out for a counter protest. Well, I just went to go. I had brought a guitar out, and I was going to do like a joke. Like protest songs to like diffuse the situation. Yeah. But when I got out there, I was very angry because I heard people saying like, this is not his right. And so it's like, it is. It's like in the Constitution. Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, technically, it is his right. And then people just swarmed around me and there was like a veteran yelling at me and all this stuff, right?
Damn.
And then they got it on camera. Shit. So it went to all the local news outlets. So my parents see it, everything, right? That's fine. But then it becomes this conservative like video of like, look how crazy these liberals are. You know, it didn't help. I didn't have shoes on for some reason. That was
they don't even protect their feet.
Yeah, they don't even wear shoes. Yeah. So it went viral. The video ended up going viral on YouTube. It was posted to YouTube. So it went like thousands and thousands of people were saying it. And then it died down and I moved on with my life. Then 2 years later, Time Hop became very big.
All right.
So the anniversary of it came up and it went viral again.
Oh, no.
And people were calling me like, are you okay? Yeah. Are you safe? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
This was 3 years ago. But now every year in May, it goes viral due to Time Hop. So I've just got a viral flag burning video of me online.
That's just...
what are you doing in the video?
I'm screaming, saying, actually, it is his right, you know, and I'm in the middle of an angry mob, and then there's a veteran yelling at me like, this reminds me, they're in the article about it, they're like, this veteran said it reminded him of Vietnam, and I was like, this? Then it was not as harsh as I imagined.
You know what's interesting about all the veterans when they come against this shit is that, like, every single country that an army would fight, we're all in some way communist, or, you know, or totalitarian or whatever. And it's like they were not allowed to even say the phrase burn the flag
right.
there.
No,
so I think there's, when you hear about these veterans that are like, actually, those dudes burning the flag, okay, maybe I don't agree with it, but that's what I fought for.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that's what, and see, to be fair, that's what most veterans were saying to me. Like, a lot of people came out of the woodwork saying, like, this is like why I fought.
Freedom.
So
this is actual freedom. Yeah.
And the guy who was yelling was in his get up, so you're not supposed to do that either.
I feel like I feel like those guys who are like, that's not, you shouldn't be allowed to do this, are the ones who actually didn't know what they were doing. Or who actually like were like in the army and probably went over there but never saw any action.
Anything?
I feel like the ones that saw the action were like, fuck it, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
That's why I saw the action.
Yeah, we're all gonna die.
I went out there to fucking kill motherfuckers so you could do this.
Yeah.
I just said you do.
It was crazy. So anyway, it was a wild thing to happen in the South, especially. So there was this big thing. But if you want to go watch the video, it's out there, and it's a very fun watch.
I do. I'll link the video.
Yeah,
like it'll go viral again.
Once a year. That's just funny too because it's you're also like it's a video of you actually just reciting the Constitution. In a way.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like so in some ways it's like a good video to go viral.
Yeah, but it also doesn't explain though the nuance of it of me saying like, would I burn a flag? Probably not.
Yeah.
You know, unless there was something really horrible and I felt it was the only way.
Yeah.
So I'm not like saying he should burn the damn thing. You know, let's barbecue it up. I'm just saying like, well, technically it's his right. I'm just doing a technicality.
Yeah. It's not you being like, it is his right. Yeah. Just like it was our right to burn the Jews.
Yeah,
it's like you're not throwing in some
burn
crazy.
everything. Burn my bra. Burn that guy.
Burn my bra. Burn a tampon.
Burn all the books.
Burn
I just
a Bible.
like fire.
Can you throw a Bible in there?
Let's heat them up.
God, who's got marshmallows? I like them. Strangely enough, not that burnt though. Burn the fire, but just slight roast. Just a slight roast.
If anyone's got some chocolate smell.
Yeah.
Everybody likes their bacon burnt. I like it kind of raw a little bit.
I'm just a pyromaniac. I love that.
It's so weird. But only the fire. Nothing. A pyromaniac though who like eats their steak rare.
Yeah. That's so weird.
I love fire, but don't burn my food. Damn it. Just a little bit on my food.
I think that's the
so
way people
funny.
should be peacefully protesting, like any kind of burning. Is I would love to see a bunch of people just show up with skewers and marshmallows.
Oh yeah, for sure.
People are like burning books.
Yeah, or
Just
burning
flags.
a person. That's what they should have done when they used to set people on fire, like in the old days. Right?
They were
Yeah.
burning
And
the
town
witches.
comes,
It's just like,
yeah, with the witches.
can you roast my marshmallow too, though?
I mean, that'd be if someone showed up to a witch burning with a marshmallow, it'd be like, well, you're a time traveler. Where the fuck did you get a marshmallow from?
You're an actual witch.
And like, what is that? Well, what about all this s'more stuff? Like, wait, what the hell is that? Chocolate?
That'd be great though. They just like had a Kashan delay or something right next to a witch burning.
Wait a second. How do you know what a cochon de lait? How do you speak broken French like that?
Witch.
Like, I'm
They
a
burn
time
me.
traveler.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
You could fuck so many people's minds up if you traveled back in time with just like an iPad.
One thing.
Or
Yeah.
like, look at this, the orb.
Oh, yeah.
These are the tablets.
Oh yeah.
You know, that would be great to travel back in time to when Moses came down with the tablets. You come down with just 2 iPads.
Oh, for
like,
sure.
actually, check this out. This guy's full of shit, by the way.
Yeah. You don't have to engrave anymore.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
this.
But then, by that rationale, if there was a Moses who did come down with tablets, that meant there was a God who gave him tablets. And
True.
then
Right.
he'd be
Very
like,
true.
oh, okay, whoops. Well, while I'm here, can I take a picture? Can I film this with these iPads and bring it back to my time and be like, look, guys, time travel, the possibilities
Oh
are
yeah.
literally endless.
I never
They
want to do it.
Literally.
Leather.
I want to make it a rule on this podcast that if you're going to say that word, you have to say it like that. Literally. Because it is literally the most overused adjective
is.
/ adverb in the
Hey,
human
but
language.
it works. And now it's lost all meaning.
It has
And I
zero
like
meaning.
that. I
Yeah.
like using a word until it loses all meaning.
Same thing with irony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like irony, people like I hear
Now
people,
it's something new.
I hear people use it sometimes where I'm like, that's not even close.
Yeah.
Like that's not even like someone once like there's a story I really like to tell. Not really. It's not really a story. But there's a show in New York City in Brooklyn at a place called the Knitting Factory that was started by a comedian named Hannibal Buress. You might have learned of him.
Don't know him.
So Hannibal,
Never heard
I was guest hosting once. This was years back, and during like middle of the show, I was in between comics doing a bit, and this guy starts. I'm not going to call it heckling, but just sort of shouting advice at me. In response.
God.
Like I was doing a bit about being broke. That's where it started. He's like, save money. He just said it like that. They're like, what, man?
401k.
And he was like, save your money. Don't complain to us. Save your money. And I just kind of like moved on. I was doing a bit about my horrible dieting. He's like, take care of yourself. And he's just shouting all this like.
He's like your dad.
Well, the thing
It's
was,
Dr. Finger in the audience.
Well, yeah, exactly. But eventually, the bouncer, like back then, he got the guy out of there. And as the guy was walking out, I noticed he looked exactly like me, only like 15 years earlier, or 15 years older. So I was like, man, was that me? Did I come back to like shout some life advice at myself? But I pointed out how he looked at me, and everyone laughed. And then the comedian after me was like, man, that is so ironic that guy looks like you.
Oh.
And in my head, I was like, that is not at all.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is not at all what irony
Oh my
means.
God. I wish you had both at the same time
Yeah.
yelled that at the one
That is
comment.
that is an improper use. It's a coincidence, maybe.
But it's just you and Beth. That's
Because I'm
great.
trying to even think what would even be ironic is if maybe if he looked like.
Because people don't know coincidence from irony.
Yeah,
Well, no,
they think
because
it's the same thing.
The definition of irony, though, is to get the exact opposite of reaction of something you were going for.
Oh, I got to be honest with you. I don't know.
Wait, no. Seriously, there is an example of irony that I've heard that is a great example is a funeral home burns down and everything is destroyed except the body that was set to be cremated.
Yes.
That's ironic.
Oh, okay.
See what I'm saying? So
The reason people struggle with it is
Yeah.
like there isn't a really good. There's examples like that, but
Yeah.
there isn't a really straightforward definition. It's usually like the opposite of what you were expecting.
well, a great example is the Alanis Morissette song.
I heard she was wrong, though.
Well,
yeah, but it's an ironic song.
It's an ironic song because nothing in there is actually ironic.
Yeah.
So she's going to make a song about irony, but nothing's ironic. So the song,
and that makes it ironic.
The existence of the
That's
song
why
is
that's
ironic.
confusing.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good, guys.
Yeah,
So that being said, maybe if the entire audience looked like me, everyone except that guy.
Oh my God.
Or if he looked like me and he was shouting awful shit, like, kill yourself.
Yeah.
Do it now. Do it with the microphone. Now it still wouldn't be ironic. Man, that's such a tough...
I was going to say, that's wrong.
Yeah, that's just mean. That's just
Just
fucking
a
dick.
mean. That's heckling.
Yeah. I like the version of, or if he actually did look, or if he actually was me, but time travel had changed him to where he didn't look anything like me.
Right.
And then
That's
had to convince me that he was me.
Yes.
But I never believed him. And then he just went to jail and I pressed charges and the state of New York, then he says the N-word out of frustration. So the state of but they take him to the Williamsburg court where that's punishable by death. So they end up killing a future version of me.
Wow.
And then I find out, I'm like, well, I shouldn't have said the N-word.
Yeah, that was on me.
That was on me. I was just frustrated, and I didn't even say it with a hard R.
Oh, man. I guess that's secretly in all of us.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the version of irony.
Yeah, that works. That was a perfect example.
That's like a weird...
That was perfect. They should use that instead of the funeral example.
Okay, so wait, let me try this. So here's a great example of irony. Is a comedian gets heckled by someone who is him, but traveled back in time, and the time travel warped his face so he doesn't look like him, and he's not able to prove to the comedian that he is him. But then in this version, he says something awful and gets put to death for it, which isn't even protocol in the United States at the time.
Yeah.
So it was actually he just got killed by a mod squad,
Yeah.
but then the guy, the comedian was like, that sucks.
Yeah. So you get it.
Yeah.
That's irony. And someone was like, that's
You understand.
Whoa,
The worst
man.
part about this is if you heckled yourself, you would never believe that it was you in the future.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that is literally ironic.
That's literally true.
Literally.
Sick, dude. Sick.
I feel like one of those words that's becoming not what it means at all is verbatim. People use that a lot to emphasize.
Not any of my friends.
We
We stick to the basics.
Yeah.
Verbatim.
Caitlin grew up in California where everyone's a robot. So verbatim.
Verbatim.
I do not commute.
Yeah.
Commute.
I mean, well, no. Actually, no. Like if you were, because you're right, because people would be like, no, they literally said verbatim.
Yeah, they say it a lot.
Go fuck yourself. And I'm
Yeah.
paraphrasing. It's
Yeah.
like everything
Yeah.
you just said is right except that last part.
Yeah,
or
that's
is wrong except that last
I
part.
feel like, verbatim is used to emphasize like that is
Yeah.
that's literally what they said because someone doesn't want to use the word literally.
Yeah.
And then it's not what they said, which
Yeah.
is the opposite of verbatim.
I just don't bullshit people so that I don't have to use the word literally. Because I feel like that's a lot of things. People are like, I literally walked out. It's like, why don't you just say I walked out?
Yeah.
Or do you lie?
You're
a lot?
lying.
And
Yeah.
people never believe what you say, so you have to go like, no, seriously, literally.
Seriously, guys? Seriously?
I like to use.
I killed a guy. Yeah, that's good.
Something I like to do, which I wish would catch on, and everyone would do it, is use figuratively more. Like I figuratively shat myself to death when I heard that.
And I'm serious. I figuratively did that.
Like start to
Figuratively flew out the window.
Yeah. Guys, that was so insane that I figuratively did a backflip off the building and landed on my feet and realized
And
I had
kept running,
had superpowers and stopped the bus from falling off a bridge.
Yeah.
I figuratively did that.
Figuratively.
It's just one more syllable.
Yeah,
And
that's
you can
great.
make up whatever you want.
You say
That's
whatever you
the
want, you can
best
never be
part.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
You are starting something.
And of course, when you said that, all I could think of is the Michael Jackson song.
I know.
It's just like-
You can't sing it. You can't sing it.
I
Don't
know.
sing it.
I almost started to, but
know
I
what?
don't. I didn't want the podcast to devolve into
Yeah.
that, so I just. I'm
Yeah.
not. Yeah, I'm not doing
We
that.
don't have to be starting something, guys.
No, we don't.
Oh. But it's so tempting.
We all want to do it. And this is literally very hard.
Yeah.
You didn't say it the correct way.
Okay, sorry. I don't want to use words anymore.
Yeah. Can we just communicate in a series of just like cavemen Yeah.
Have you heard her do that yet? I'm referring to the dog below us.
Oh my God, this dog wants so much attention.
She's very lovely, but she does this thing when it's her bedtime, where if I make too much noise, I discovered this last night, she'll look over at me and she'll go, ugh.
Same.
Be quiet.
Same. I love that.
Shelby, what kind of
human.
dog would you be?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I think I would be a bulldog. Cause
I
I'm
can
like,
see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I have like a grumpy, rude.
I was like, what?
You're not supposed to say that. You're
adorable.
supposed to be like, no, you're a golden retriever. babe.
No, you're like a greyhound.
Yeah, no, you're like so fun. What
Like
are you talking
an
about?
award-winning greyhound.
Bulldog?
I
No.
fucking love bulldogs.
No, I hear you. I do too.
I can see it in your
I'm
demeanor.
just like, I walk kind of like a bulldog. You can't see me. I'm walking like a bulldog, and I got the like kind of grumpy cheeks sometimes. And then
You're doing a really poor job explaining
you
yourself.
get it. You get
describing
it. You
yourself
get
right
it.
now.
Sometimes I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I drool a lot.
You can't breathe properly.
Yeah, I breathe horribly.
Yeah. It's like people who've never seen you before would hear that description and then see you and be like, what the
What are you talking
what
about?
surgery did she get to
Yeah,
remove all the grumpy cheeks and the bulldog walk?
Yeah. What's that disease where you can't see yourself properly?
Body dysmorphia.
Dysmorphia. Yeah. I've got dog dysmorphia. Yeah.
Wow.
I hear you. What dog am I then? Okay. You asked me a question, I answer it. I get all this shit. So what dog am I?
I'm going to go with, I'm going to say more of like a, okay.
I'm going to say a French bulldog because I saw the bulldog when you said it, but now I feel bad because Sean shamed me.
Yeah.
So now
Yeah,
you're
dog
a
shamer.
more pretentious bulldog.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. No, French
Because
bulldogs.
I wear glasses. You guys can't see that either.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
I really like bulldogs.
I think you have more personality. I would say a Boston Terrier.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know what that looks like.
They're like baby bulldogs that are smaller and live longer.
Oh, love that. Yes, yes, please. All right, that'll be really good for me.
I think Caitlin, dog-wise, you said what you were once.
Did I?
Yeah, you like picked a dog and were like, I'm this. And it fit perfectly.
remember.
I think it was Shiba Inu.
Ooh.
I could see that.
I see that.
I'm very particular.
Yeah.
And I don't bark.
But when you do, it's like, it's like a loud, yeah? Right? Because isn't that how they bark? It's like a,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever. I thought they didn't.
It's
bark.
like muffled in the back of their.
Oh.
Yeah, they can't really do it. It's sad. That's a science project.
I think I'm a fox, half cat, half dog.
You would think
Not
that.
really, no, I would,
Nah.
yeah. But have you ever seen a fox
I
up
feel
close?
like Sean's like a big old sheepdog.
That's it.
Just doing that everywhere.
Yeah.
We were in a park in New Orleans once in the Maroney, and this person was walking their sheepdog, like massive thing.
Oh, good.
Big
That's
off,
great for
off leash,
Louisiana.
and we were just sitting on a, and it like looked over and saw us and gave this like, huh, look, and then the only way to describe it would be brambled. It
Yeah.
brambled at us full speed, like to the point where like it couldn't, like it had to like do that like, like it couldn't stop itself.
Oh,
Like,
you were
It's a cartoon.
sheep.
Yeah.
It was like a cartoon Scooby Doo dog.
Oh, that's
was great.
amazing.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
You know that sound of like
that
something
noise.
trying to stop itself?
And if you don't like dogs on this podcast, stop listening. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking love
Yeah.
dogs.
It's now a dog podcast. Dogcast.
I don't know. Like
One of my favorite moments, though, was when you, me, his little brother Daniel, we were driving around New Orleans, and there was a dog with his head out of the car, and we
Yeah.
were driving the opposite way, I think. And Daniel just goes, "What up, dog?" And the dog goes, "Ruff!"
Yeah.
We just drove
It was the
away.
most random, like,
He knows.
What
he
up,
knows
dog?
what's up.
just
Oh,
barked
that's
at.
so sweet.
That's how you know. That's how you
Little
know.
Dr. Doolittle moment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's cute.
I wish, like, if that would be a I don't know if I'd call that a superpower,
think it is.
but an ability. If
Yeah.
you actually had the ability to speak to animals.
Yeah.
Like,
I wouldn't want that.
Yeah. I mean,
Why not?
That'd be a burden. I don't want to hear, because I eat too many of them.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
You know, I wouldn't
That's
be able to have a
true.
steak again if I can dissociate, but if they had a bowl, like if I
Oh,
could
yeah.
speak to them, no way.
God, that would be a fucking interesting plot in a Dr. Dolittle movie. Like,
Yeah.
you start with like how he's shamed because there's pictures of him eating a steak.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Him trying to like earn the trust back from the animals.
for
like,
sure.
it was just once I had some wine and some chicken wings. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. They've got him tied to a chair.
Oh my God.
But I'm the
Very
only
dark,
one.
Dr.
Yeah.
Dolittle. I like that.
I told somebody my superpower, though, would be that I could speak every language.
That would,
that's
I
a
would-
That's
one.
my,
I would want that one as
yeah,
well.
it's a cool
yeah,
one.
I've been asked like if you could either speak every language or be able to play every instrument, or be able to like touch a book and like get all the knowledge out of it immediately.
Instant osmosis. Yeah.
Oh, I might switch to instrument then, because that'd be cool. That'd be a cool show.
I've always wanted to.
Yeah.
Part of me feels like every language would be more useful. But as a musician,
it would be, because I think people are talking about me all the time, and I can't leave that anxiety alone when it's in a different language.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to be able to speak every language, just as a comedian.
Oh yeah.
Just when you like, if you could tell like someone is, but like every dialect of every language.
Oh yeah.
Specific dialect.
Oh, you would look so cool.
So like if you're like looking over the audience and you see two people who look like Hispanic, but then you hear them speak for a second, it's like, oh, that's Portuguese.
Oh yeah.
And you know like specifically which type, and you can just fire a joke at them in Portuguese, and no one else knows, but they're blown away, and you're like, oh, I speak Portuguese.
Yeah.
Can I tell you this real quick? The other day at Bitches Brew, I asked this.
Bitches Brew is a wonderful show in Brooklyn on Friday nights. Check it out.
We don't talk a lot about comedy, but
no, but you can talk about the shows.
I will talk about this.
You can plug your shows.
Yeah. So I do it every Friday, but I was doing some crowd work, and I talked to this lady. She was in the front row, and I was like, "Oh, you came the farthest to be at the show? Where are you from?" And she was like, "London." And I was like, "Oh, I've heard of it." She's like, "Not the one in Canada." And I was like, wow, how big of an idiot do I look?
Not the one in Canada.
Yeah, I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's so insulting.
Did she have a British accent too?
It was, yeah, she did. It was obvious. Who assumes Canada?
That's like being like Athens.
Yeah.
In a
Not
Greek
Georgia.
accent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or what else? Paris, Texas.
Yeah. It was wild.
So
Anyway,
ridiculous.
it was wild. Sorry to digress.
No.
I mean, it's funny because like I like going to London, and I love London, but then like going to England, it's like, oh yeah, you've got your idiots too.
Oh, for
yeah.
sure.
You've
Every
got
country does.
every culture has its like dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
We just got a lot more of them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We got a little.
Yeah.
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 But we're the size of. I always try to tell people like, our country is like twice the size of Europe.
Oh yeah.
So you can't say that all Americans are something. We're like two continents.
Yeah, we're
worth
way
of
too.
people.
Yeah.
It's like you would have to compare states to countries.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I'm just like, okay, but we've got more people.
The first time I ever went to Australia, it was the first time I ever left the continent. It was like 9 years ago, and I found myself getting like. I felt getting picked on by all these Australians because they wanted to bring up all the awful shit America was doing. And I was like, all right, yeah, I know. I'm not. What do you want me to do about it?
I can't fix it.
But then there was a moment one night where I was like, you know what? There are more people in Southern California than there are on the entire continent of Australia. Like, think about that. Like more people in the south of one of the 50 states than the entire continent of Australia.
We just got more people.
It's like yes, you're right. There are some horrific things that happen here.
Yeah.
But there also are some great things.
And we're in such small areas, too. Of course, we're
know.
going crazy. Anyway,
Same thing with England when it's like, oh, yeah, there's only 70 million in the UK.
Yeah.
That's-
and like England as a whole, you could fit, I think, like 3.5 in California alone.
Yeah.
It's like
3.5 of
England.
Of England's?
Yeah.
The size,
Three
like,
and a half
geographically?
Englands in California.
If you break it up a little bit
Yeah.
and put it in.
And they're like, drive an hour to do something. And I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I'm sorry. England's like,
I know, that's like
I'll take
driving.
a horse-drawn cart. I mean, I do love those. I do love those parts of like northern. When you get to like northern England, you get to like the Newcastle.
Oh yeah.
That side where you see like these old. I do love that. I do love that. That's what I do love about the UK and especially Europe when you're like when you think of like New Orleans where we're from or like Louisiana where it's like ooh it's been here since 1718 and then you go to parts of England like 1718.
This tree's been here since 2.
Like Caitlin went to Oxford.
Not the one in Mississippi.
Yeah. Whoa, humble brag.
But there is a pub in Oxford called The Bear that
Makes
opened
sense.
in like 1015, something like that.
I think it's the oldest pub in Oxford.
Yeah.
Or it claims to be. There's like a rivalry between two of them.
But like it was funny because you're sitting in there and you're like, so by the time America was founded, this place had been 700 plus years old.
Yeah. We're
So
just in our
fucking
awkward
nice.
teenage phase as a country.
But
Yeah.
Exactly. That's a great way to
That's
put it.
true.
America's going through puberty right now. It doesn't know
And
how to
it's not
fucking deal
pretty.
with
You
it.
guys are old people. We're still figuring it
Yeah.
I also love the idea that someone got the idea for America probably in that pub.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
What if there was a country without a fucking queen or a king?
Why was there an Irish person?
Nah,
in this
because I'm
pub?
from fucking Scotland.
Yeah.
I'm from fucking Aberdeen. And I want to fucking have a country where people elect the leaders every few years.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Seamus. That'll never happen.
Why is Shrek in this pub?
Yeah.
I'm not Shrek. What is that?
Donkey.
I'm from fucking Aberdeen. Now I'm gonna go to Spain and speak to my friend Christopher.
Oh man, this is spot on.
Yeah. You nailed it.
That's good.
I nailed it. I literally
Literally
nailed it
nailed
like
it.
Dr. Finger
Dr.
himself.
Fingered it.
Oh, that's a good button on it.
Yeah. Can you tell us places where people can find you, look you up?
Nowhere, please don't find me.
All right.
No. I'm on Twitter as at Shabby Trailer, and then it's very fun.
That was a great-
And then you can find me there or every Friday at Bitches Brew if you're in Brooklyn at Halyards and Guanas 8:30. Come see us.
I highly
Yeah.
recommend that you go to that
Reco.
show.
Yeah.
It's a great show.
I'm often there as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Caitlin did it
Come
last
hang
night.
out.
She was great. Well, maybe not by the time this comes out.
That's still be great,
She
but
was still
definitely
great.
not last night.
I won't be great anymore.
It's a Halyards is a cool bar. Bitches Brew is a fantastic show.
Thank you.
Every Friday.
It's free.
It's free and it's
Run by
actually
four
like,
wonderful ladies.
and it's also like I like that show because the audience is like real people, and
They're
that's
so nice. Yeah.
that is actually a dog barking. Caitlin or Shelby or I did not turn into a dog as that conversation was just had.
Stop it.
But yeah, check out the show at Halyards Bitches
Thank you.
Brew. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
love to
And
see
check out Shelby, and if she moves to
Shabby
Atlanta,
Trailer.
Yeah, come see me.
Yeah.
Or forget me.
All right. Bye. Wait, do the green wave again.
look at that swish.
Hey, y'all. Caitlin here. So Shelby and I actually do musical comedy together as a duet. We're called Big Willy Nelson. And I wanted to include a song that we do called Water Gun, but I actually didn't get a chance to get Shelby into the studio. So here's a shitty iPhone recording of us rehearsing it. I hope you enjoy.